We are doing a Go plus chess game here. So it's a bit of a different thing. I figured it would be fun to make a video of it, see how it goes. I've only played like 1 or 2 games like this before. Let's see. This. So obviously I'm like a chess beginner, so looks like for this game I'm the expected loser in the chess game, but should win the Go game hopefully. Let's try like this. And it's the same opponent in both games, in case it wasn't clear. So we are both part of a Go plus Chess Discord, and we have some people on there like sometimes playing both games at once just for fun. Sort of like, you know, playing a simultaneous Go or chess game, but it's more, I would say it's slightly more taxing to sort of context switch between the two games at the same time. It's pretty fun. Let's just what to do here. Maybe just respond and maybe I can bring out. I'm thinking I want to get this bishop out of the way to castle. So this is probably like a slightly bad shape here, but I hope it's okay. So here, let's just pawn in the corner. And if d10, not sure whether to Atari here or just extend. Can probably just keep it simple, extending. So if I Atari, that gets to cut through. Doesn't look that great for me. I mean, either one should be fine, but yep. Let's place the bishop on g7. Okay, so let's just castle like I was planning to do. And my plan, of course, here is that I have this. I can recapture this knight with this knight, so I won't get double pawns if white captures on c6. That's about as far as my planning goes. Okay, this one I will just Atari from this side. And probably I can't go down here then, right? That might be an overplay. So I'll just connect. No, so now I sort of want to. So I guess I don't have to keep this knight here because I also had this bishop protecting e5. So I should somehow try to get this bishop out, I guess. And it looks like maybe I can do this. And let's try that. And just connect. So what's nice for white is that my shape is already pretty strong. I can probably just play away at this point. Just take this corner. So the time settings in both games are 10 plus 10 Fisher. And we decided to do a 13 by 13 board instead of the big one, just so the games will be a little closer in length. Normally if you play a 19 by 19 Go game, it takes a bit longer than a chess game. For a sort of similar pace. There are more moves in a Go game. So I think the Go game is going fine, so then we should focus more on what's to do in the chess game. I'm pretty happy about the position here as well. Like I said, if white captures here, I can recapture with the knight. Although I guess if I do recapture with the knight, then when white captures here, I will get a double pawn, so that's like a slight problem. Not sure if there's a shortcut to just remove all the markings. So I might want to take with the queen instead. Which has the slight drawback of allowing some tempo moves against the queen in the center, but I think it should be okay. There was a time recently when there were like, I think there were 3 people who each played like one chess game and one Go game with each one of the others, so they had like 4 games each going at the same time. So you can of course make this even crazier if you feel like it, but I think this is like a good middle ground, sort of giving you like just a little bit of variety without making it so crazy that you have to, switch back and forth constantly. You can still spend some time thinking about a single game. Okay, so is this a position where I want to play this on a connect? I think it probably is. Like, the reason we don't do it in the modern times is because we think about sometimes attacking this group, but now this is sort of like on a bigger board, like black had an extension of some sort. So it's more like by doing this, I make black slightly over concentrated in this area. So, okay, this one indeed gets tempo on my queen. Yeah, I wouldn't be like, I think I'm doing okay in this game, but I'm not, it's not like I would be confident to win against a stronger player every time. It's interesting. Normally we would think about c6 here, but probably doesn't make too much of a difference in this case. I might just immediately push here though. Or, something like this. Let's save it. Okay, so in the chess game, how to protect. I guess if I move here, it has the advantage of sort of X-raying b2, which is unprotected if the bishop moves. But also it doesn't leave much room to maneuver for the queen, so it's a bit dangerous. So perhaps more sensible would be to just pull back here. Or even here, to leave this diagonal for the bishop. I think that should be okay. There's no immediate threat from white doesn't get an additional tempo here because the would be undefended. Okay, so maybe now I just play like here. So this e8 move here is slightly less forcing than d9. I think d9 black would respond every time. Now my follow-up is just if black plays elsewhere, I will like clamp at c8, and it's not completely destroying the side, it's just pushing it down to the second line. Like it's not doing that terribly in this game. Like given how large the rating difference is, I think it's like it's hanging in there. There's some potential territory on the left. Now I will get this move though, which is pretty pleasant. But it is true that black might need to try something here, so because otherwise, like after this point, white is threatening to build quite a large area here, so that might be the reasoning here. Make it up. So, what do we have to look forward to in this game? This pawn only has one defender, so maybe I want to bring this bishop out with tempo. Yeah, looks fine to me. Maybe this knight is going to this square, but then I can just capture with the queen. So that would be fine for me. Okay, looks like I can get to capture here if I want. But this black move makes it so that that's completely got against the corner, so it's not that big to capture c9 actually. This might mean though that I will get like an e5 peep in center. Sort of if I first play b9, then e5 should be center later. Okay, so d3 is protected. Maybe just add another attacker. Like either rook. Sort of feels like I never know which rook is better to bring in, but let's just do this one. And maybe I could just protect somehow here. Um, hmm, hmm. Yeah, it's not easy to find the best move here, so I'll play this, but it's not great because there's still some problems like with this clamp or cut or something. There's an invasion point here, so we might see some interesting stuff happening in this game still. Yep, that's one way to take care of that. So I can capture, 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 right? Uh, I guess like taking everything like that should be like I don't mind simplifying the game as the slightly weaker player. Um, and it seems like I should even be up a pawn in the end, right? Okay, this one I'll just back off, and I'm pretty happy to see this because this sort of strengthens my position here now. I was more worried about something like this clamp at f12 or this cut in conjunction with, like the problem here is that if I want to capture at b9, this cut at e11, I'm sort of forced to attire from this side, and maybe black can run that stone out. And now also, maybe I can just play here. Black has this center endgame, which I shouldn't be too worried about, but it's also a bit annoying for me to sort of get 2 points for free. Um, Not sure if it's worth it. Maybe I should keep it simple by eliminating any problem here at L8 instead. Yeah. I should be doing okay on territory. I have this pretty sizable territory. And black is still open here. Points here. So I think it feels like I'm a little bit ahead. I don't have to work too hard to get every last point here. Yep, so just capture. It seems to me that I'm just up a clean pawn. I can even recapture f5 with the knight, so my pawn structure is intact. Right. So, okay, so if I move the knight, then my pawn structure gets messed up. So I'm thinking if I want to take here, then the rook takes. And that's with tempo on c7. So maybe I just accept the double pawn. Um, I could also maybe, I'll just get this away. How about bringing the rook here? It looks interesting. Let's try it to look at some back rank problems. And here I'm just going to block. So I'm thinking here, if white captures, I take the bishop, and I'm threatening stuff. So right now, yeah, black can't immediately recapture like that. I can, if I want to, trade off the rooks, but then I lose this pawn. Oh, I guess I can take with the rook. Wait, so here captures, then I capture the rook with check. Here. How do I protect this pawn? So if here captures, or just here, what's the problem with that? Yeah, black just trades and then takes my bishop. Okay, let's speed up here and let's just play something. So this isn't that much center, so I'll just play this or whatever. So maybe here I just, instead of trying to protect this pawn, maybe I should just go on the counterattack somehow. Let's see how that works out. And here we can now take this. This might be bigger, but yeah, okay, let's play this instead. Okay, this is nice because now if white captures here, I take this one and it's protecting my other pawn. Oops, almost misclicked. So how about I just do I want to like get rid of pawns or protect my pawn? I can go here. Let's get rid of all the pawns. I can still protect this one. Here would also be possible, but I guess just, or you know, even here, I guess. So what's the future here? If I protect my pawn, white starts advancing. Let's do this instead, actually. Okay, so we did win this one by timeout, and yeah, it is. What is it in then? It's around 20 points. So it's maybe not too much exciting left to happen, but we could play it out. So now I have to somehow try to convert with this extra pawn here. So the good news is we can focus on the chess game now. The Go game is over. This lets me move this. How far to go? So I wanted to get this one in because I was a bit worried that if white advances, I'm sort of blocked off with my king. Now I can keep moving forward. It's a tricky dance here, so we'll protect this pawn. Try to keep my pawns alive. And like this, trade off pair of pawns. Do I have to worry about some perpetual? So if I just go here, white can keep checking. And I can't really move closer because then I just lose one pawn. So what to do? I guess I sort of have to move back here. Here. Let's go here. And then I think I'm eventually forced, if I want to play for a win, I think I have to move to the right here. So like this, and then if this pawn is attacked, I can check and defend like that. I don't want to move up to this line so that I still have this. Oh wait, I guess I can't really do this that I thought, right? Because I check, king moves here, and even if I protect, that's not good. Okay, I guess we'll draw. Oh well. But I'm curious, did I have a chance at the end, or? When was my last chance in that case? Looks like it was a draw for the last few moves at least. So while that is loading, let's just quickly say I think the main mistake from like this is like a little bit of a mistake. This, whoops. The sequence is slightly better for white, I think, but it's like you can see in the score it was just like white plus 0.5 now, and before it's like, so it's like less than a point mistake actually. But maybe here this Joseki is a bit slow. Like getting this wall here can't actually build a lot of points. So AI here is suggesting jumping in, but also like a very simple way to play would be like, yeah, like this. Joseki is suggested here. Can we turn off the... Ah. You can see anyways, this Joseki is very simple to play and also about even. Here I might play this one instead. Slightly stronger perhaps. Again, very small difference, but it's saying that this is, like this would also be a mistake if this is such a big mistake. Black should try for more, since black has this strength here, just making a few points on the left side isn't big enough. Black needs to try to complicate the game a bit. So here, now white is about 10 points ahead. Yeah, shouldn't play this one, should try to keep the option of doing something else here in the future. So to clarify what I was saying in the game, like for one thing, like just something like this could be working pretty soon. But also just on a basic level you can think of like this cut being annoying because white can't really attack from this side if white wants to keep this part. And if this side, then there's some problems later on, like this one or this one. So this is like a slight help for this is like it's a forcing exchange for black here that makes white a bit stronger actually. So even though you're thinking about endgame moves early on, you don't only have to think about is it actually sent, you also have to think about if I get exchange in, is it actually helping white more than it's helping black, sort of. And yeah, by now since white gets this move, there's not enough points here for black, so builder is to say. Let's see if there were any... We should look at this part. What happened here? So the game is actually slightly better. I guess I won this pawn. I'm a pawn ahead at this point, so it's slightly better for black. And I should have gone here, it seems. But I blundered. What was my blunder? This one. Yeah, so that I did know when I played it that it wasn't really completely thought out by why we had this in the game. White should have just took. And then I was going to do this. But I can't. I see. I somehow thought this was a... I thought that white couldn't do this because this was a back rank mate, but it's not. Like if we forget about this rook, then I thought that this knight can't protect. So I was happy like with having exchanged this when the bishop is here, it's not working, but I thought, okay, when I get a knight here instead, then it's a back rank mate, but since this rook is here, it's actually not working. So that's just a blunder, but white didn't quite capitalize on it. So I should still be slightly better, but here it's saying, like here at this point I was happy with just trading off things, but it's saying it's better to keep my pawn, I guess. Because once I capture here, it's already very drawish. So even though I'm up a pawn at this point, I guess it's very hard to... Like, from this point on, it seems there wasn't much I could do. Okay, but I'm pretty happy with that. There were just some reading mistakes in the mid game there, but I didn't blunder. I thought that having an extra pawn in this endgame it should be winning, but turns out it wasn't, so it's not like I did some big mistake in end. Okay, hope you liked that different sort of video. Thank you for watching.